Joining me live in the studio is the Ukrainian ambassador to Australia, Vasyl Myroshnychenko. And Ambassador, you've just got back. You had a month in Ukraine. What's the latest on the ground? What's the morale like among your colleagues?
Thank you, Kieran. It's pretty tough for Ukrainian people. And I experienced two major attacks in Kyiv. And let me tell you, it was very confronting because you wake up in the middle of the night, you hear loud explosions. You don't fully understand what's happening, but because it's so hot in Kyiv right now, it's July, your windows are usually open. My apartment is on the 17th floor, and I'm just, in bed, waking up, hearing loud explosions. Then I read the news, 500 drones were launched at Ukraine.
500?
500 at the same time. Different locations, a lot of them towards Kyiv, but also other cities. And then after drones, missiles come. Cruise missiles and ballistic missiles. So for 2 hours, from 1 o'clock in the morning to 3, all I heard was Russian drones, explosions. Is our air defense system working? So you don't fully understand. Was it an intercepted drone? Was it an intercepted missile? Or maybe that was the one that made it to the target? You only read it a bit later, whatever is reported.
Is there any hope of a resolution to the conflict anytime soon?
It all depends on Russia, because in a way, when I get this question, I feel like that Ukraine has anything to do with that, but we have no say in that. I mean, it's if Russians just have to stop it, it's not about us. We're just defending ourselves, and we don't know when the war is going to be over. And let me tell you, we really want that to be over. But it's up to Putin to decide when it's going to be over. It doesn't look like he wants to end. He feels like he's got an upper hand. He feels like...
Does he have an upper hand? Because I noticed
it depends on how you look at it, because...
But
look,
Ukraine, through your own drone attacks, wiped out 5 Russian fighter jets just in the last 24 hours in Crimea. So you are making gains.
Yeah, we are. And we're demonstrating that we got the cards. We can fight back, just destroying those 5 strategic bombers, but then also, the spiderweb operation, when we destroyed 30% of the strategic bombers, right? Even 5,000 kilometers away from the front line. So we are demonstrating that we can conduct asymmetric warfare and we can do damage. And our technology is now very advanced. And this is what we use to hit Russia or defend ourselves, right? But at the same time, Russia occupies 20% of the Ukrainian territory. Lots of Ukrainians under occupation, suffering, and what they're going through is just unbelievable.
And what's the morale like, though? Just to finish where we began.
It's difficult to say because it depends on who you ask, right? If you ask my friend whose son barely survived, lost his leg at the age of 24, he could have been killed, but he was lucky. He just lost his leg, right? But he's 24. He's got a whole life ahead of him, right? How does he feel? How does his mom and dad feel, right? Or you ask the family of my classmate who was just buried 2 weeks ago. He went missing 2 years ago. It turned out he was killed, and it's only now that his family learned that he was killed. And there was a big funeral in my hometown where I grew up. And of course, when you lose your loved ones, I mean, you feel devastated, and the fatigue is settling in because it's been 40-year war. Putin planned to take over Kyiv in 3 days, take over Ukraine in 6 weeks, right? So his plan was to take over Ukraine, and he didn't succeed. Thanks for your help, thanks for the help of other partners, thanks for our ability to fight back. We are there, but it's year number 4.
So resilient, but it's not easy.
It's not easy. We need support.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody was very thankful to Australia for delivering majority of those tanks you committed. But tanks being committed 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago. We need more support just because the war is so brutal.
Yeah.
And we need more equipment. We need more Bushmasters. We need more M113s, because if you look at the front lines, Russians are advancing every bloody day.
Yeah.
And it just, of course, at a huge cost. But a lot of people die because we don't even have, equipment to evacuate people from the front line.
So that international support from Australia and others remains
priority.
Crucial. Ambassador, great to see you. Thanks. We're out of time. I'll talk to you soon.